Hi, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about an EA that I bought from FxDreema Free Course. That's a YouTube channel if you're not familiar with it. And the name of the EA was called EA Correlations MP. I'm going to let you know how that went and why I would never buy from them again. What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a review about EA Correlations MP by FxDreema Free Course. Now, I don't take this lightly, but the one thing I can't stand is somebody that wastes my time or somebody that comes across as disingenuous. And after dealing with this person, I felt it was best that I share this information with everyone else so you don't make the same mistake I did. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't good EAs out there. I'm sure there are, but I personally haven't come across them yet. And I've even made my own EAs through a website that I'm going to talk about in here. And I've had mixed results on that, but nothing strong enough to drive me in the direction of trading this way. So I still prefer trading with a bear chart. So for those that aren't familiar with what an EA actually is, it's just basically an automated trading robot for MetaTrader that'll do the buying and selling for you. So it takes away all the guesswork and does everything for you. But like I said, I haven't come across anything where I would use that permanently on my trading. So now if we take a look here, what you're looking at, this is his YouTube channel called FxDreema Free Course. The name of the person that's running this channel goes by the name Billy the Kid. Now, what you can also see here is he joined in January 6, 2021, and he's had quite a few views on his channel. You could see in his description um, that he's always looking for feedback. Now, what he does is he makes tutorials on how to make things, how to make EAs through FxDreema. And lots of times, too, he will build EAs and he won't show you how he's built them. And then he's trying to sell them through his channel. And there'll be a link and a dollar amount. He wants you to send it a certain way. Now, I don't have an issue with that if if uh, if there isn't anything suspicious going on there. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with FxDreema, it's a website that allows you to build expert advisors and scripts for MetaTrader 4 or 5 without having to write any programs without a keyboard. I'll talk about this website at a later time, but for today, we will just be reviewing the EA I bought from this guy. This was one of the first few videos he made about the expert advisor called EA Correlations MP. You can see that he was showing unbelievable results with his new expert advisor. It looks fantastic when you look at it like this. I never bought an EA from somebody before, so I thought I would give this guy a chance. I didn't notice anybody talking badly about him, and I couldn't find any bad reviews, so I didn't see any red flags to stay away. So at that point, I thought, you know what? Why not, right? I I wanted to see if there was any benefit from using this guy. And at the time, I didn't feel like it was a big investment. So this is why I gave him a chance. Now, originally, I wanted to test it with a demo version before I paid, but he didn't allow that. Once I paid him, I was only given a demo version. As you can see, that I was unable to test it in a strategy tester because this EA buys and sells multiple pairs. It wasn't designed to only run on one pair. So all that meant is everyone in the group would have to take his word that it works. Now you could see uh, this was version 6 of the EA I originally bought from him. So we kept complaining for a long time, and he kept trying to fix it. I tried reaching out to him numerous times, but he wouldn't respond. I think the only time I got a response from him was when I mentioned that I would consider doing a review about him. That caught his attention, and he gave some type of feedback, and then I never heard from him again. You can see there are 36 members in this group, but to be honest, it's hard to say how many people are actually people who purchased the EA. He never gave me the updated version or the EA for a live account. So all I was dealing with, I paid for a demo version. Uh, I was supposed to be given another version for a live account. So this was I was just testing it, vetting it before I put it on a live account. I've already paid for the live one. He gave me the demo one to test it. Now you can see here, I tried running it on MT4 and 5 and a few different brokers. And the reason I did this is because people in the group were blaming the broker. Then they would blame the MetaTrader I was using, the dollar amount. They kept changing it. Now you can see the starting balance was 100 on this. And the reason for this is that is what Billy the Kid was recommending. And so that's what I was using. But it didn't matter what I did. They all failed miserably. This MetaTrader picture is from May 25th of this year, and you can see in the bottom left corner that it was in a 75% drawdown. This wasn't like anything I was expecting from him. I was expecting something at least. And there was other people complaining in the group too. And I seen a few people in there making some positive comments in there, but at this point in time, for all I know, it could be people that are just working for him to boost it up. And what he does is when he gets you to join his Telegram group, then when you end up buying one of these EAs, he creates a separate channel for that, and he has everybody in there. And his response time originally was horrible. It would take a very long time. He was from a different part of the world, so probably awake when everybody else is in bed. So it wasn't very helpful for that. But his response to any questions were less and less at the beginning until they just stopped. And now you could see that in the bottom here, I was complaining. I'm still wondering what's going on. I'm hoping that, I'm trying to stay hopeful. He kept telling people to be patient. So eventually more and more time started passing, and we just didn't hear anything from him. He was just putting time in between. Now, there was another comment I had in there. Hope you can figure this all out. It would be nice to have at least one good trading day this week. It didn't matter what adjustments to the settings. He had settings in there you were supposed to follow, and we did that, and it still didn't matter. The only thing that ever worked was on his channel where it showed, but then afterwards that started failing miserably too. He'd post the video, he'd post a live feed of how he's performing, and you would see while he's sleeping, because I don't think he would have let this continue while he was awake. It was going in drawdown all day. It was just completely going in one direction. It would just continue. It was never gaining. And far as I'm concerned, it was working as well as the EAs I've built. I've built a couple different ones, and they do well if I know the direction of the market. So if I know that ultimately it's going to be a bearish direction, I have an EA for that and it will do well, but long term it won't do well because the market's not going to continue in one direction. Eventually it's going to come back. Now, for me, it seems like he built the same thing. So I built it myself. It didn't cost anything to build it other than doing it through a course, through a website that that this guy was building through. Now, what you can see here is what ended up happening is eventually what he did is he decided to turn off the ability to comment in the group. To this day, I've never received an EA that can be used on a live account. He could have offered a refund, but he decided to keep the money. I considered his tactics similar to a snake oil salesman. He was given an opportunity to fix this, but he chose not to. So, speaking from personal experience, I cannot recommend that anyone buy from FxDreema Free Course, also known as Billy the Kid. So, like I said, I know there's good EAs out there, I'm sure, but I'm just sharing my experience with this guy and the tactics he used to swindle money out of somebody. So there are some good things on his channel where he does show how to do this to build EAs and through FxDreema. And I thought some of it was helpful, but lots of times he's selling stuff through there. So I didn't get as much value as I was hoping. There's lots of other people on YouTube that show content and they're not charging anything. And like I said, I don't have an issue with somebody charging money for something if it works. But if you're just selling me garbage, then I'm going to have an issue with you and I'm going to talk about it. So I hope this helps a few people out there. If you're coming across this channel and you're wondering, should I get an EA from this guy? Well, I'm telling you right now that from my personal experience, I wouldn't recommend it. So my advice is to stay away from it. Now, we'll leave it at that. And if you have any more questions about this on anything I talked about here, leave me a comment and I will get back to you. I love seeing messages and I'll respond to as many as I can. And bye for now.